Hey everyone, welcome to the Road to the Breeders' Cup videos. My name is Rachel, and I know it's been a long time since I actually did a video. You can find the written preview for today's video at roadtothecupblog.blogspot.com. Find me on Twitter, Furlong Drive, and Road to the Cup as well, and my regular blog at furlongdrive.blogspot.com. So that is all out of the way. And it is a big weekend. It is Travelers Preview Weekend. There are 3 races where we might see some horses come out and go into the Midsummer Derby, which will be at the end of August, of course. The West Virginia Derby and the Jim Dandy, which is the local prep at Saratoga, are tomorrow. However, this is a preview for a win and you're in. There are actually 2 win and you're ins this weekend, but I'm going to be focusing on the one that concerns the Classic. Of course, that is at Monmouth, as the darling of American horse racing returns to his owner's home state of New Jersey in the Haskell Invitational. American Pharoah will be facing at least, I think, 3 other horses, but there's a total of 8 entered. There are a few horses who don't have jockeys yet, but I will talk about them anyway as of this writing. And there are some horses who are going to be going here, some horses who won't be going here. And yeah, but to my on the 8th, it is a win and you're in for the Classic and on dirt, of course. And it is the outside of the Breeders' Cup, which was held at Monmouth in 2007. It is the richest race in New Jersey ever at $1.75 million. They've increased the purse before twice in the 2000s. Once I think in 01 for Point Given, which he won, and once in 09 for Rachel Alexandra, and she won and almost set a track record that day. We'll talk about Rachel after I talk about the picks. So let's go ahead and take a look of who will be facing the Pharaoh in this year's Haskell. Number 1 is Upstart. Joe Bravo will ride for Richard Violet. Upstart is by Flatter. Really draw a line through his Derby. He was 18th in the Kentucky Derby, 2nd in the Florida Derby. He was cross-entered into the Jim Dandy, but when the purse increase was announced, which was I think shortly either before or right as American Pharoah landed in Atlantic City, his connections decided to go to New Jersey instead of staying at Saratoga. I think he will bounce back. He'll bounce back pretty well. And honestly, the 2 horses who beat him in Florida, It's a Knockout and Materiality, aren't really that great horses. Materiality just laid an egg in the Belmont. Was probably poorly ridden, and I think it's part of the reason why he's not here is just the way he was written. Number 2 is Competitive Edge. Mike Smith rides for Todd Pletcher, and Competitive Edge is by Super Saver. Now, while last year as 2-year-olds, American Pharoah was ruling the West, Competitive Edge was ruling the East. That was after he won the hopeful, then he was put away because I believe he was injured. Since then, he's only run twice. 6th in Woody Stevens last time out, but that was a sprint. And he won the Pat Day Mile, which used to be the Derby Trial, and it was held on I forget if it was on the Oaks undercard or the Derby undercard. I forget which one. No, it was the Derby undercard. And he was very, very impressive there. But this is going to be his first two-turn race. Good news is that he has Mike Smith, who is a really good rider, especially in big races. So, could be interesting. Then again, Super Saver did not have the best of luck after his Derby win in 2010. So it's hard to believe it's been 5 years since his Derby win. That's kind of scary. But he never ran again, I believe, after the Travelers. Yeah, Travelers or Haskell, I forgot which one. But yeah. So hopefully Competitive Edge can be competitive here. And I think he's a very interesting horse. Just not sure he's going to be in my top 4. But we'll see. Number 3 is also Fletcher trainee, Nona's Boy. He does not have a rider assigned yet. Of course, he could be scratched and stuff like that. Oh, also Competitive Edge was also cross-centered into the Jim Dandy, but he's going to be, it was announced this morning he is Haskell bound as well. Getting back to his stablemate, Nona's Boy is by Distorted Humor. Won the Lamplighter on turf, and that's kind of interesting. The fact is that he already has a start at Monmouth, granted, on turf. And was 3rd in the Easy Goer, but take that with a grain of salt because there were only 2 other horses in that race. So, yeah, it's hard. It's really hard to say about Nona's Boy. But I don't know. If he goes in this race, I think he's better than his stablemate. Not Competitive Edge, of course, but different stablemate that we'll talk about in a little bit. But the very interesting thing about him is that he is out of a Empire Maker mare. And if you're familiar with the 2003 Triple Crown, the Story Humor's son, Funny Side, lost to Empire Maker in the Belmont. But the very interesting thing about Nona's Boy is that his dam, other than being by Empire Maker, is actually a 3/4 sister to Cairo Prince. Cairo Prince is by the sire of number 4. And of course, that is American Pharoah. Don't really need to name off his connections, but I have to. Victor Espinoza, as usual, rides, trained by Bob Baffert, and both Cairo Prince and American Pharoah are by a son of Empire Maker, Pioneer of the Nile. Won the Belmont, won the Preakness, after winning some race called the Kentucky Derby. I don't know, I've never heard of the Kentucky Derby. Please no, I'm kidding there. A little bit. Well, I'm not. I know, I've heard, of course, of the Derby. Of course, there are going to be a lot of question marks, because we're now getting into the unknown. Secretary of Seattle Slew and Affirmed all lost at some point after their Belmont wins to get the Triple Crown. But that was 40 to 37 years ago. We really don't know what's going to happen with American Pharoah. On paper in this race, and I will talk about this again when I get to the picks, he is the best horse. But we also have to remember that these horses are not machines. So, my biggest question about him is really, how much did the visitors he get take out of him? Because he had a lot of visitors. I know when he got back to Santa Anita after parading at Churchill, I think Julia Roberts was there to greet him. And I think at Churchill, he was pulled out quite a bit. I know the day after the Belmont, everybody in the media got to pet him. But the good news is that I think the one advantage he has is that his um, disposition, and I know I'm saying that wrong. Well, his behavior, in that he's very calm, cool, and collected. Of course, the earplugs on the race day will help. Number 5 is Mr. Jordan. Paco Lopez will ride for Eddie Plisa. Mr. Jordan is by Conceros. Again, won the Pegasus and was second in the tarpon, but he actually crossed the wire first in the tarpon, but was DQ'd. While he's undefeated at Monmouth, he's taken a big step up a class. The plus side is that his trainer has been in this position before with It's My Lucky Day, 3 Rain, and also his brothers-in-law are John and Jason Service. Of course, Jason second a few years ago in the turf sprint with tight end touchdown, and of course John, the trainer of Smarty Jones. So, but being by Canzaros, even though with a grandsired Lionheart, I don't know if he wants a mile on the 8th. I just really don't. I think Lionheart did win the Haskell, but Canzaros' career was shortened so much that we really didn't see like the real Canzaros. And so far, Mr. Jordan is very promising, but I don't like him here at all. Number 6 is Keen Ice. Kent DeSormo will ride for Dale Romans. Keen Ice is by Curlin. Just a note, it looks like Kent is cleared to ride on Sunday. There was a situation, I'm not going to get into it, because Blood Horse has more info about it, and yeah. Basically what happened was he was pulled off his rides a couple of days ago. There was he said, they said, so I'm not going to get into it. Getting back to Keen Ice, though, of course, 3rd in the Belmont, 7th in the Derby. I don't know who is the fresher horse, though. Either him or Farrell. Of course, it would seem like that he would be fresher since he did skip the Preakness. I actually really like his chances here. I think he's probably, though, more of a candidate for the do better in Travelers when you look at it on paper. Because I believe he was the only horse who was actually making up ground a little bit on Farrell at the end. Foster was going backwards. Mutahij was going backwards. I have no clue what Materiality was doing. Made from Lucky, Never Fired. Fermento and Tail Verve were a little bit overmatched. But Keen Ice was going forward. So I think he's a very interesting horse in this race. As I said, mile and 8th might be a little bit too short, He might need at least 1.25 miles to be hit the board, but I like his chances here. Number 7 is Top Clearance. Abel Castellano Jr., and yes, he is related to Javier Castellano. It's his brother. Rides for Wayne Catalano. Top Clearance is by Majestic Warrior. This is going to be his debut in a stakes race. Won an allowance optional claimer and broke his maiden. In his last 2, it's a big thing to take on a Triple Crown winner in your first stakes race. I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, Wayne Catalano is another one. Any police who knows what he's doing. I mean, he had Lewis Michael, and of course, Lewis's little sister, Dreaming of Anna, who won not Triple Crown, won a Breeders' Cup race. So, I don't know. I don't know. And number 8 is the third Pletcher trainee in this race who doesn't have a rider. That's Don't Bet with Bruno. And he is by Tis Wonderful, second in Lampliner on turf, of course, behind Nona's Boy, and fourth in the Pegasus, behind Mr. Jordan. Step up in class, no chance. That's all I'm gonna say. No chance. I have an inkling he'll be scratch. I think he will probably be the only scratch in this race, but we'll see. But again, the field: number 1, Upstart; number 2, Competitive Edge; number 3, Nona's Boy; number 4, American Pharaoh; number 5, Mr. Jordan; number 6, Keen Ice; number 7, Top Clearance; number 8, Don't Bet with Bruno. That is the field, and I'm going to get right into the picks because I have 2 sets of picks. I have head picks and I have heart picks. And I'm going to start with the head picks. The head picks are what I think is going to happen. The heart picks are what I want to happen. However, I'm going to start out with the head picks, as I said. Let's face it, American Pharaoh is going to win in all likelihood. The question is, can he hold off the other pace setters? If he can, then I think he's going to win by at least 2 lengths. If he's being nuisanced quite a bit, look out for Keen Ice. I said that in the when I was talking about him in that segment, that he was the only horse who I felt was making up ground on Pharaoh. I think he is the second best horse in this race, and I really want to see him do well here. So that's why I have Keen Ice second. And the only reason why I have Mr. Jordan third for the head picks over Upstart is the fact that Mr. Jordan has the back class at Monmouth. Upstart's the better horse, but at Monmouth it might be in Mr. Jordan's favor. So everybody's running for second, but I feel that with my head, Keen Ice and Mr. Jordan have the best chances to upset American Pharaoh. So for the head picks, again, win American Pharaoh. Second, Keen Ice. For third, Mr. Jordan. And now, the heart picks. I'm going with American Pharaoh. He's the best horse in this race, as I said. And honestly, he's the horse that I like the most in here, even though just like a teeny tiny bit more than Upstart. He's grown on me, this Triple Crown. before the Triple Crown started, I hated his chances in the Derby. Because I was all over Carpe Diem and Upstart. And yeah, that didn't work out well. Carpe Diem's now retired. And Upstart did not have the best Derby. So hopefully it goes a lot better post Derby for Upstart. And I do have Upstart in my place possession for my heart picks. And then in third, I have for the show spot, I have He Nice. So my heart picks are American Pharaoh to win. To finish second, I have Upstart, and then third, I have He Nice. And I think Nona's Boy is the best of the long shots. Again, as I said, I don't trust Mr. Jordan at all, considering the type of horses he's been facing. But I could be wrong as well. So yes, that is the Haskell Preview. As I said, also this weekend is the Jim Dandy and the West Virginia Derby. There's also the Hirsch, which is a win and you're in for the Distaff. Beholder will try to get her spot in that race. And also on Sunday, as well as the Haskell, there's a 2-year-old race for fillies at 6 furlongs at Saratoga. I forget what the race number is. However, there is one very interesting horse. As I said before about Rachel Alexandra, there's a certain filly in that race that is running, and she happens to be a daughter of 2006 Jim Dandy, Preakness, Travelers, Jockey Club, Gold Cup winner, Bernardini, and she is out of course, the one, the only, Rachel Alexandra. Rachel's Valentina will be making her career debut ahead of her more highly, well, I shouldn't say highly regarded, I should say highly expected half brother, Justice Dream, who is not ready to go yet. Probably soon. We'll probably see him soon. I do have some concerns about Rachel's Valentina, just not like physical or anything, but just the fact that oh god, I can't think of Zenyatta's son's name right now. Her son by Bernardini. Oh, Cosmic One. That's right. Has not been the best racer, but granted, there's been, I think, a little bit more pressure on him because of who his dam is. But yeah, we'll see. This is probably Valentina and Justice Dream are probably going to be the only foals you'll see from Rachel as she's been having with her health problems and such. But yeah, so good luck to Rachel's Valentina on Sunday. Good luck to the horses who take on American Pharaoh and the Haskell. And good luck to Pharaoh himself. So I will be back soon. I don't know when exactly with another When You're In preview. So until then, talk to you later. Bye.